Ugh, today has been a day. I need to learn some blues.
Here are 10 songs that taught me blues harmonica. From easy to... I learned some of these songs early in my journey and some later, but these are the best of the best. And for the first 6 of these at least, if you're a beginner who knows how to play single notes, I'm going to show you how you can play them too. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, I don't actually know whether I can play the last song or not. Why? Because some blues harmonica is f***ing hard. At least for me. But not all blues harmonica is soul-crushingly hard. From the moment I heard song number 1, I was like, yeah, I want it! On the record, Slim Harpo played this on a B-flat harmonica in the key of F. But of course, I'm playing these songs on my trusty C harmonica so that beginners can follow along because I got love for beginners. I was so happy to learn that the first lick of this song doesn't require any bending, and it comes right down the notes of the scale I like to call the almost blues scale, which simply consists of all the notes you can play from the blues scale without knowing how to bend.
Yeah, but what about those draw 2 whole step bends?
If you can't play the draw 2 whole step bends, we could just put a blow 2 there instead, and we can still pull off this classic blues like this. And if you can't bend, song number 2 serves up the goods even better sans bends. Song number 2 is a must learn for every beginner because it's really easy. This song was also played on a B-flat harmonica in the key of F. Almost makes you want to go out and buy a B-flat harmonica. Do it! The last 2 bars of the 12-bar blues are called the turnaround, and Big Walter Horton played a great turnaround riff in this tune that you can hear in countless other tunes, such as the Muddy Waters tune After Hours with James Cotton playing harmonica. So sweet. And you can use it in your solos as well. Turnaround licks are your friend. They say the last thing an audience hears is the first thing it remembers, so ending your solo strong will make you sound like a pro. And speaking of easy, do you want to know the easiest way to learn to play the harmonica? I know it's a little early in the video for me to shamelessly plug my beginner to boss course, but if you want to turbocharge your growth on the instrument, it is tried and tested and money back guaranteed. The reviews don't lie. Go and check it out at harmonica.com.
This guy just never quits.
Our next song is the only harmonica instrumental ever to score a #1 on the R&B charts. It's played by the blues harmonica man many crown as the king of the Chicago bluesmen. Might sound hard to believe, but I'm going to show you how you can kind of pull this song off before you've learned bending as well. Walter originally recorded this song on an A harmonica in the key of E, and I include it because most blues harmonica players consider it an essential harmonica song to learn, and you can learn it.
But what the f***, you're f***ing bending into the draw 3.
True, and I was also playing it tongue blocking, but here's how you can approach it as a beginner. The trick to making it sound good is to nail the rhythm, and the feel of this tune is called swung eights, and I'm making my lasso sign here because swung eights kind of feel like a horse. Da 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 da-da, da-da. Here's the two-step hyperspeed tutorial to nailing the rhythm. First, start by counting triplets like this. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Now we're going to take out the center one where we're saying the word trip, and then instead of saying let, we're just going to say So we go from 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 into triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's swung eighths. Without the bend, the rhythm of our first riff goes like this. 4 triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4 triplet, 1, 2, 3. So let's play juke how we might approach it without any tongue blocking or bends. And remember, you can always slow down the video of these play-alongs if you want to. Could there be a fourth song played by a titan of blues harmonica that we could play without bends? Originally played on a D harmonica in the key of A by the great Sonny Boy Williamson II. This song is so great because it illustrates the power of space, silence, and restraint. A common mistake among beginners is overplaying, playing too much, not stopping, this kind of thing. To which the great jazz trumpeter Dizzy Gillespie famously responded, "You should try leaving some holes in your playing. Maybe some music will fall out." Learning this song is a great way to train yourself in the vital skill of restraint. Maybe that's part of the reason why 16-year-old Luke spent so much time studying this record. Sonny Boy Williamson just never overplays. In the space of one 12-bar blues, he's only playing 6 riffs here, which means he's only playing half the time.
Oh wow, this guy's a math genius.
Only the 5th riff has strong bends. If you can't bend yet, we can just play it like this. Here's what the song might sound like without any tongue blocking or bends. Great job, but if you really want to play blues harmonica, you're gonna need this, baby. Second song on our list from one of the godfathers of blues harmonica, and it may not be our last. What can I say? Big Walter Horton was just a total genius for coming up with really cool melodies on the harmonica.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I just played this song with lots of tongue slaps and splits. And I promise you, later in this video, I'm going to explain what splits are and why they're so powerful. But for now, I want to take the splits and bends out of this tune, and it's a killer tune even if you're still more of a beginner. Congrats on making it halfway through our list. Of course, if you're gonna call yourself a blues man, you've gotta cop some licks from this cat. Besides the Sonny Boy Williamson Real Folk Blues album, Muddy Waters was the other artist whose songs I copied most, and my favorite record of his was Hard Again, with the Harmonica by James Cotton, the man I most wanted to be, because just like B.B. King on the guitar, James Cotton puts his whole heart and soul into every single note that he plays.
You got the blues too? You got the blues too?
Here's why Cross-Eyed Cat has been such a great study song for me on my harmonica journey. As soon as I could play single notes, I could play something that sounded really cool. No tricky rhythms, no bending, and I'm playing something that sounds legit cool. Plus, I could work on sliding up into that draw 5, giving it even more cool points. As I started to learn bending but couldn't really control the bends yet, this was a great lick for me just to work on bending up into that draw 3. Then, as I advanced in my bending skills, the second lick James Cotton plays is great for working on the draw 2 whole step and the draw 3 half step bends. And this is a great lick to play over the 4 chord. James Cotton had huge tone, and so did Carrie Bell, whose technique on song number 7 is gonna make you sound huge. When Jimmy Rogers released this in 1956, Big Walter Horton was on harmonica, but the version that I just played from this 1994 release was played on a D harmonica in the key of A by a Chicago blues player who was a protege of Big Walter Horton. And although maybe Carrie Bell's name isn't heard as often as other harmonica players on this list, he is an absolute powerhouse of a player. His variation from a warm tone at the beginning to a raw tone at the end and his awesome use of splits are part of what make this my favorite version of the song. Oh yeah, and I promised you I was going to talk to you about splits.
About time. Sheesh.
It's simply the technique that allows us to play 2 non-adjacent holes at the same time by making our mouth wide enough to cover several holes, using our tongue to block the center holes, and playing the notes out of either corner of our mouth. And the easiest one to learn first is the split 1-4. Playing splits is one of the best ways to add blues horsepower to your playing. And if you're itching for some sick split licks, Slim's riffs can scratch that itch. Originally recorded on a B-flat harmonica in the key of F, such cool phrasing, style points for days. Now I've got a question for you. What kind of rhythm was this song? You can go back and listen again if you need to. Was it a straight 8 feel, or was it a swung 8th feel?
Wait. Which was which again?
Straight 8s, like a clock. Dot, 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 dot. Not swung 8s like a horse. Dot, 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 dot. In the second chorus, did you notice how those splits really increased the blues horsepower? I also love how he used them to outline the 1 chord and the 4 chord. Hey, learning the 12-bar blues form is time well spent. Every professional musician I know has the 12-bar blues form deeply ingrained in their souls. I have a video teaching how to memorize it, so if you haven't memorized it yet, go be about it. When it comes to learning how to make up your own blues harmonica solos that rock hard, besides playing around with the notes of the blues scale, the other secret is learning how to play the notes of the chords 1 note at a time. The 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the one that takes the most practice but also adds the coolest colors, the 5 chord. When we're improvising and we're playing notes that are in the underlying chords, we call that outlining the changes. Because if you take away the band, you can still hear the chords implied in the melody alone, which is what makes this approach so bulletproof. And whether our blues harmonica heroes knew this consciously or just intuitively, we can hear examples of it all over their playing. If you want to master chord tones in action, the most important thing to practice are your draw 3 bends. And when it comes to finessing the draw 3 bends, song number 9 will take you to that big boss level. Jimmy Reed is so soulful, and he originally plays this song on an A harmonica in the key of E, which I also just played it on my A harmonica, switching things up, but I figured anybody who's trying something this complicated would probably already own an A harmonica, and if you don't have one, maybe now you have another excuse to go buy one. Do it! Like Sonny Boy Williamson's Checking Up on My Baby earlier on in this video, this is another great example of the power of silence. This solo might sound simple, but if you try to play along with it, I think you'll find that it's not easy to match what Jimmy Reed is doing. Anyone can be complicated, it requires genius to be simple. And trying to play along with this song will expose the genius of Jimmy Reed in his mastery of subtle rhythmic phrasing and finessing those draw 3 bends. Whew, okay, it's the moment of truth, song number 10. This is a standard in the harmonica repertoire, but it's so stinking hard, I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off or not. I am sweating. Okay, so I was playing the A harmonica in second position again on this tune. The hardest part of this tune is the lick he plays over the 4 chord. And Joe Falisco gave me a great piece of advice here. Think sharp. Because this may not sound great, but it sounds better than... You'll find that that helps you quite a bit when you're working on this lick over the 4 chord. What is he f***ing talking about with the chord numbers? If you're wondering what I'm talking about with all these chord numbers, you've got a problem. It's time for you to learn the 12-bar blues form, and I've got just the video for you right here.